Welcome back to Humboldt State tonight, joined now by head cross country and track and field coach Sandy Moran. Sandy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Jamie.
All right, talk about first off cross country and track and field. To us people who are outside the sport, we just figure it's running and throwing, but talk about the nuances and the differences of the two sports.
Well, cross country has nothing to do with the track, actually. Cross country, it depends on the course. It's a distance race, like no matter what, so it's pretty much just distance runners. It's a fall sport. Basically, most of my cross country runners end up running track as well, but it's over different terrain. Hopefully, it's over dirt and grass and that kind of thing. And then track and field has 21 events to it, and they're all very different. So even the throws within the throws are different. The jumps within the jumps are different. Pole vault's a lot different than high jump. You got the hurdles, you got running. There's a lot to prepare for.
All right, now talk about cross country before we talk about track and field. Different courses. Yeah, it's not running around the track like we see people doing here. It's Beaupre golf course, maybe out at the beach. Talk about some of the different courses you run and what they're like.
Well, up here we have great places to run. Beaupre being one of them, Patrick's Point being the other place we do home meets. But actually down south, I've learned that it can be kind of a road race. It just doesn't seem like they have the same abilities to run on grass and stuff that we do, and trails that we do. And this past weekend our conference meet was probably 90% on the asphalt. It was kind of bizarre.
Well, they don't even have water in San Bernardino, so you can't have. Talk about
true.
A different change of pace. From Patrick's Point, you got the Pacific Ocean. It's not that
Yeah.
hot. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. And then you're in San Bernardino, a place not known for its beauty. It's 85, 90 degrees, and you're running on the street. That's got to be tough for your student athletes.
Yeah, it definitely was a big adjustment. I think the heat definitely took a toll on them, and the heat coming off the asphalt alone made it just so much worse. And it was pretty dry and pretty brutal, but it's cross country, and everyone has to deal with the same conditions, so it's not that, you just got to deal with it.
Now, we talked to Coach Smith, and I'm a former football guy, so when you talk football, it takes a special type of person to be a football player. And one sport that I've always thought you have to be a special type of person to do, and maybe a little crazy, is cross country. The thought of running for a long time, and every runner you talk to, oh, we love it.
Yeah,
it's the greatest thing ever. Talk to me about these type of people.
They're a little bit different. It definitely takes a special breed. And some of the guys are running, 70, 80 miles a week. That's a lot of training, and that's a lot of running. And
that's a ton of running.
Yeah, and they love it though. They get obsessed with mileage. If anything, I have to bring them in to stop them, rather than push them. Now that we've gotten to a certain point in our program, that's kind of become more my job. It used to be to push them out to get it out there. Now I have to rein them in.
Well, maybe a guy like me should join the team, and I'll keep the numbers down. I'll be that 0 while these guys are going 80 and stuff like that. All right, track and field. Obviously, track and field was spotlighted like it is every 4 years. This past year, it was Beijing. What kind of shot in the arm do you think that gave to the sport of track and field in general?
Every 4 years, yeah, it definitely creates a general interest throughout the United States, but I think I stay in my own little track and field world, so I don't really know.
Okay.
Every year is important to me. Every nationals is important. Even though we don't have the Olympic trials and Olympics, we still have world championships. We still have the USATF nationals. So for us track coaches, I think we're too dorky to realize there's a difference.
Well, what does it mean then? What does the Olympics mean to the track world? Because yeah, for a lot of people, the only time they're watching track and field, swimming, gymnastics, ton of sports is every 4 years.
Yeah.
But to someone like yourself, people in the track and field world who are in tune with it 24/7, 365, what do the Olympics mean?
It's the be all and end all. It's definitely everyone's dream, and it's awesome to see it in the spotlight every 4 years, and to see the hard work of people like Michael Phelps, who 3 years ago he was just a blip on the TV screen, and now he's a national hero. It's just amazing to watch that and to see it pay off for those people. I think that's what's the greatest thing about it, is just all that hard work paying off.
I'm gonna ask you, people, Michael Phelps, what he did was incredible this year. Usain Bolt, what he did to me was amazing. Now, Bolt walks away with 2 individual medals. Michael Phelps, 5 or 6, 8 medals when it's all said and done. I personally felt what Bolt did was more impressive because everyone runs, right? Not everyone swims. Everybody runs. He's the fastest human being alive.
Yeah.
As a track and field person, who impressed you more, Michael Phelps or Usain Bolt?
I don't know. I definitely swimming is a different breed. You can do all the different strokes, and you can manage to train that way and still be good. And so It's hard to say because I mean, I definitely admire Michael Phelps and what he did. And swimming's a lot less thankless of a sport than track and field, actually. I think track and field, especially in Europe and throughout the world, is more spotlighted than swimming. So, I mean,
well, everyone can relate to track.
Yeah,
right? I mean, come on, everyone has at some point run.
Well, and like you said, in the U.S., like, you know, you've got football guys running the sprints.
Right.
So, I mean, that happens all the time. So what Usain Bolt did was amazing. I think the cool thing about Usain Bolt is how young he was and how he did it. I think that was kind of the most impressive thing because he's like a baby in the sport.
And jogging across the finish line.
It's
still breaking
ridiculous.
world records. It was amazing.
Yeah.
All right, tell us about the Sandy Moran off the track and field. How did you get to Humboldt State? What's your background? Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Wisconsin,
Okay.
and I ran.
I heard that, Wisconsin.
Yeah, and I ran at the University of Wisconsin. I was a Badger, still a Badger. You know, I mean, it's definitely my school, my alma mater, and so I still always refer. But I tell kids stories about it, and I think they're probably tired of hearing about it. But and then right out of college, I started coaching high school, and I coached high school for 3 years, and then I became a grad assistant and moved up the ranks of coaching. I actually came to Humboldt State like kind of on purpose. I wanted to go to D2 because I was at a D1 school, and I just kind of got tired of the rat race to D1, and I really wanted to run my own program at a D2 school. And that summer, I applied to all the D2 jobs in the country, and I think I got the nicest location.
Oh, there's a runner's paradise here.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, what's coming up for the Humboldt State Cross Country team?
We have next, actually it's pretty much our last hurrah unless someone makes it to nationals. Next weekend we have regionals. So the West region, you have about 25 teams. On the women's side, the top 5 teams go to nationals. On the men's side, it's the top 3 teams. And so that's what's next.
All right, sounds like a lot of fun. Hey, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Wasn't too bad, now was it?
No, not too bad. Not too bad for my first TV interview there.
Sandy Moran. Well, there's a first for everything. I'm JB Mathers. Want to thank her for stopping by, and of course, we'll see her again in track and field season, which is in the spring. So looking forward to that. Head football coach Rob Smith is coming up next. We got Tom Trepiak stopping by a little later. We're going to talk bricks. Yeah, and you'll find out why. JB Mathers here live on Humboldt State Tonight.
The fun never stops at Bear River Casino, the friendliest slots on the North Coast. 10 exciting table games, including special edition blackjack and poker tournaments, karaoke, and live music in the Thirsty Bear Sports Bar and Grill, and the River's Edge restaurant with great food and great prices. If you're not here, you're missing out.
Win and bear it at Bear River Casino.
Escape to a whole new adventure.
Miller Farms is a full-service nursery that's brimming with color. You'll find everything from beautiful plants to gardening supplies and landscaping equipment. Miller Farms staff is incredibly knowledgeable and always available to help even the most novice of gardeners. Their giftware section is full of wonderful and whimsical cards, garden ornaments, and so much more. From fountains to plants and trees to gardening supplies and specialty workshops, you'll find it all in one special place at Miller Farms on Central Avenue in McKinleyville.